Did you know cell phone radiation can cause brain cancer? How about contribute to infertility? I'm Dr. John Bartemus, and I'm putting the pieces together to help you live a life at optimal. There are many studies on the electromagnetic radiation given off by phones, looking at the biological impact of it and does it have long-term consequences? And the answer is yes. There are multiple studies that have looked at multiple biologic processes and the effects of cell phone radiation on those processes. And these studies show that over the long term, there's increased risk. What does cell phone radiation increase risk for? Well, brain tumors is one. Sperm quality is reduced by cell phone radiation, especially long-term use. Cell phone radiation, especially if you're not on speakerphone or using a headpiece that filters out the radiation, holding the phone up to the head increases neuron excitability or brain excitability, and some studies have connected cell phone use to behavioral issues, specifically looking at pregnant mothers using cell phones and resulting in babies having behavioral issues. So there are impacts above and beyond some of the skin burns that some people have noticed or protein changes of the skin. Leukemias are known to be affected or growth more aggressive in radiation produced by cell phones. So the point of today's nugget is to really think about our world and all the devices around us. I've been saying cell phone radiation, but that same radiation is produced by, or similar radiation is produced by devices that have Wi-Fi connectability. So our tablets, our laptops, our desktops, our routers, the cell phone towers. So we're in this constant white noise of electromagnetic radiation, and our ability to minimize our exposure to that is going to be key for our long-term health. And I think more and more research will support this as the years go by and we have more and more people exposed to more and more EMFs over time to study. So if you are currently pregnant and you wear an Apple Watch and you have an iPhone in your pocket and you use an iPad and you have an iMac computer, you probably want to get rid of the things that don't have to be on your person all the time. So trade out the Apple Watch for a Timex or a Polar, something that's just battery operated. Take your phone out of your pocket once you're where you need to be and put it feet away from you. Don't sit near your router. Don't hold your laptop on your lap. So protect the fetus from the radiation as best you can. If you are a couple dealing with infertility issues, I would suggest keeping the phones away from your bodies, especially males. You don't want to keep the phones in your pockets where they can cook the sperm and contribute to sperm issues, sperm quality issues, which can lead to infertility issues. So children, we want to minimize cell phone usage. The study that looked at cell phones and behavioral issues in the children of pregnant mothers found that the behavioral issues were also more common or contributed to further by children who use cell phones before the age of 7. Other studies have looked at blood-brain barrier and the blood-brain barrier development and its ability to resist or block the radiation coming in. And the studies show that children's blood-brain barriers are not as developed as adults. So whereas adults can block the radiation, in the children it was crossing over and covering more of the head, which contributed to some of the brain tumor studies. So we really want to keep our children away from devices as much as possible because of the radiation, but also because of potential neurodevelopmental issues that come along with always having a screen in their face. They should be outside, they should be reading real books, not digital devices, playing games, growing and developing normally neurologically, like all of us did who are old enough to remember life before cell phones. So think about the devices in your life and the exposure, and think about how you can limit your exposure. A couple things you can do: turn your phone off at night, leave it in the kitchen, turn your devices off at night, leave them in the kitchen, pull your router plug at night. And there are great companies out there like Hedron LifeSource that produce EMF blocking tools that you can put on your router, put on your laptop, put on your phone.